YouTube, what is up? I got my Compton album review here today. Now, before I go over this though, I just want to explain what this channel brings. It's basically, it's like I said, it's like my diary in a way. Things I'm interested in. Of course, sneakers number one. Obviously, it's just a bunch of videos about that. And you got some videos with like fashion. So like, as far as my pickups, definitely would like to get more into that in the future, like a fit and with the on foots with the shoes and stuff, with my kicks. And lastly, of course, I'm passionate about business too as well, but I ain't gonna do that on this channel. But definitely music. Always, like, as far as like my discussions and stuff like that, sometimes I hint like, you know, I want to do an album review and stuff like that. So ain't nothing to it but to do it, but just to jump into it and just finally do it, man. There's enough, you know, just keep saying, oh, I want to do this and do that. So this is my first album review on the Compton album. Some of it I didn't do it early on. I probably should have did it like a week or two ago, but you know, it was just like fresh off the press, you know, and really couldn't still too much digest it all like that. Because it came out when the Straight Outta Compton movie came out, if you didn't know. And I mean, hopefully everybody heard it already. Usually I say give it like 4 months, 6 months, almost to a year to actually digest though officially, to know if it's going to be one of those albums, any music really, if it's going to be able to stay and be timeless, you know, for the long haul. So yeah, just expect that. Sneakers, clothing, and music. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just reviewing the albums. And well, just today I'm reviewing the Compton album. I'm gonna put that also in my playlist. I'm gonna try to have a playlist so it won't be scattered everywhere or anything like that really too much. And I just don't want to go into any more topics out of those three. So I'm gonna just stay into that. You know, my lane is that. So if I do something else or whatever, I might just have to start a whole new channel for it, because I don't want to have 5 different audiences coming to this channel and they get confused every time, you know, and they be, you know, something because they want to hear certain things, and then because I be going into like 10 things, 10 videos, 10 subjects, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, you know, how you talk about construction work on a fashion channel or a music channel or something like that. So that's it, y'all. Just these 3 things: sneakers, fashion, and music. So the Compton album came out this year, not too long ago after the Straight Outta Compton movie, which is a good movie as well. I'm not gonna really too much do a review on that, but it's okay. Intro started off on this Compton album like a typical Dre intro, judging from the Chronicle one. Kind of start off like a movie, but this time it kind of started off like a news. And basically, you know, the news is just basically saying how Compton had depreciated and values went down or something like that. Kind of like what they call like white flight, you know. So what happened is, just a real quick, you can look it up. You can look it up as well on Wikipedia as well. When the white people move out, then you get the black people to move in. You know, regular paying black people and stuff like that. Then after those black people, lower income black people, you know what I'm saying? I don't want people to think that all black people is like lower income or something like that, because it's just crazy messed up society that has stereotypes and all that stuff, and that's not even the case. You got blacks that actually make money too, and they live like regular people, you know what I'm saying? Then you got lower, super lower income, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, that's a whole nother subject. But so basically that's all the intro just covers. Talk about it, I really didn't too much care for that. It would sound like he was just trying to be current and keep up with today's music with that talk about it. I really didn't too much care for that. And I would get a phone call right now. But anyway, so yeah, it just sounded like he just tried to like keep up with that. People would call when you recording a video, but anyway. So it's just like he's just trying to keep up with today's. That talk about a song I really didn't care about. Next song. My bad, people. Next song is Genocide. I definitely like that song. This is one of them albums where a lot of the features definitely outdid Dre. Kendrick Lamar killed it on the Genocide song. Just straight up raw rapping. It wasn't really too much about like a main thing like saving the world or something like that, but it was just like raw rapping, raw raps. We ain't hear that in a minute, you know. So rapping about that kind of stuff is definitely, it's not super foreign, but it's a refresher. This whole album is a refresher as far as rap go this year and as far as music go this year. So with everything sounding like each other and people just doing stuff for fame, man, it's like you can hear who actually like rap and do it because they love it. It's one of them cream of the crop kind of like things. Only the best will rise, man. That's what this. All in a Day's Work. Ooh, excuse me. Right after Genocide is All on Me. Now, I have heard as well, you know, from various news outlets that Dre got inspired from the Straight Outta movie, the Straight Outta Compton movie to do this Compton album, and he definitely does reminisce on some of his past. You know, basically it's like a bunch of storytelling. I definitely like that, man, you know, and especially with Dre not rapping for a minute. He's always producing, but, you know, with him not rapping for a minute and stuff, I definitely like to hear his perspective, especially back on that time when he was like a young dude in his prime, super prime, I should say, because that man, he's like one of the greatest rap producers of all time. So on It's All on Me, you know, he talks about various things, you know, with Easy and WA and, you know, being that go-to guy, you know, to produce and stuff. You definitely should see Straight Outta Compton because, you know, everybody worked as a team. It was like Dre got the beat, Ice Cube got the rhymes, you know what I mean? Like, you know, DJ Yellow on the tables, you know, on the turntables and stuff, playing the records. So, what we got? Next one. So, yeah, so that's basically just saying, like, you know, Dr. Dre is on that fourth quarter Michael Jordan, It's All on Me. That's what I take from it. I definitely like that song. I found myself actually singing It's All on Me a lot. All in a Day's Work is definitely a classic song. I had to listen to that joint again, man, so I wouldn't overlook it, especially before I did the review. All in a Day's Work is one of them things like where I can definitely relate to it. I hope you can too. It's when you're trying to shoot for your dream or you're working on a project and you have to kind of like shut out friends and family. Not in a disrespectful way, but like in a way so you can hyper focus and get what you got to get done so you can reach your goal and, you know, fulfill your dreams. So that's definitely something that's not being talked about now. You know, you don't got to be doing crazy shit to talk about that. So definitely I can relate to that. So the next song is number 6, Dark Side / Gone. Dark Side wasn't really too much of my favorite or like that on this, but Gone definitely picked it up and killed it. Kendrick came back and killed it as well. Definitely a fire track. And who else was on that? I'm not gonna play the whole song or nothing because, you know, copyright. That Marsha Ambrosia with that whole chorus thing, like she definitely got some, you know, how would I want to say, not catchy, but like, you know, syrupy, addictive choruses on here. I definitely noticed that. And shout out to Marsha Ambrosia, man. She ended up coming to Cleveland like in like January 2014. At least that's when I seen her. And man, she definitely had a nice show. So next track, Loose Cannons. That's another one. Nothing but just raw rapping. Exhibit is on it. I think RBX is on it. Exhibit, Code 187, and Sly Piper. So, yeah, definitely a raw track, nothing but just raw rapping, man. Classic. Ain't nothing else really to say about that. If you like bars and all that stuff, you would definitely go pick that one up, or at least listen to it. I didn't really too much care for the song with Issues. The song Issues, I didn't really too much care for that. They got Ice Cube on it and stuff. I didn't care about that beat. It sounded like that Mos Def Ecstatic beat, or from the album Ecstatic. I think it was that Super Magic song, Magic Superman, or something like that. So that's like one of my least favorites on that album. Deep Water is definitely one of my favorites on this album. When I first heard it, Deep Water was the only song that stood out for me. And at the time, I was just giving this album like maybe a 3 out of 5. But, you know, eventually this album would grow on me and I give y'all my final rating. At the end, 1 being whack, 5 being classic, 3 being average, 4 being, you know, almost like between solid and average, and 2 being, you know, not so hot. Next song is One Shot, One Kill. And One Shot, One Kill definitely should have had Eminem on it, if you ask me. Like, I mean, come on now. The like that beat screams Eminem. I can see DMX on that beat. I can see Eminem on that beat. I'm surprised Snoop even on this beat. But Snoop Dogg, he ripped it too. But he ripped it in like an Eminem with an Eminem flow. You know what I'm saying? Eminem got that kind of flow like you know what I'm saying? Like that pattern. See, I really listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? I really listen to the flows, the patterns, the rhymes, the message, you know, the song, the beat. You know, a lot of people take that for granted because they don't really, especially when now rappers not really saying that. That's why the whole thing just so like watered down now. You know, you got a bunch of people that do spit, they rhyming, but they not saying nothing, and then you got other people that just not saying anything at all. They just bragging and they at least rap good and talk about nothing. But you talk about nothing, and you can't even rap good. That's not nobody on here, but I'm just saying in general. You know, I'm not just nobody on the Compton album like that. So, One Shot, One Kill, definitely a fire track. They should have had Eminem on there, and like I said, you probably could have squeezed DMX on there because that was like one of them rowdy, rugged beats where you just, you know what I'm saying, you just get in, crazy rapping. Just Another Day, The Game, Bumping Like Agony, crazy. He killed the whole song, man. So that's one of them things. This is one of them shining lights on the album as well, where the features was doing better than most of the Dr. Dre verses. And I can't wait for the documentary too, man. Game been ripping stuff up lately, you know. Hopefully y'all got that Year of the Wolf album. So he was killing it on that too, son. And plus Game a comedian too. He's very hilarious to me. For the Love of the Money, I didn't really too much care for that. Me being a Clevelander and being a big Bone Thugs and Harmony fan, man. You know, they did the original one with Eazy-E, the first one. He at least could have had them maybe on for make it For the Love of the Money too. But maybe it was a tribute or big up the Eazy or something with this For the Love of the Money on his Compton album. I just didn't really care for it, man. It just didn't really go over too well, you know. So that's one of them songs I hardly care about. Number 13 is Satisfaction. I remember before I called it Satisfaction, but it's Satisfaction. Snoop Dogg is on that. This just sounds like a regular radio song. Like if it was just like a regular Dre track. It's one of the things where like it sound like he did it. And it's not bad, but I'm saying this out of saying because Dre's so legendary and he just be doing some crazy with the guitars and them alien sounds like he did in like the Chronicle 1 and stuff like that. You know, this, you know, Satisfaction really didn't too much do it for me. Animals, I definitely like that song. Talk about being, you know, black and being, you know, practically crucified by the police for nothing. If you've seen the Straight Outta Compton movie, you should go and see it. You could definitely see where he got that Animals song from. And then you kind of look today, you know, in today's media, what's happening to the young black male. You know, it's definitely a relatable song, you know. Medicine Man. Oh, and just Animals too. It's just like, you know, whatever. You walk outside, get in trouble, you know. I know they were just making it seem so hypocritical, but it be feeling like that, you know. Now, not me per se too much, you know, because my area not as crazy, but you got some parts in America, I ain't gonna just subject it to my city, but you got some parts in America where it's just like, man, cops just keep fucking with me. So the next song is Medicine Man. I didn't really too much care for that. It kind of sounded like that relapse Eminem, like when Eminem was coming back. He was doing all that fast rapping. And then, like, he wasn't even doing his... Like, Eminem can kill it. Already know you a rap master, man. And Dre and Eminem collectively, when they get together in the studio, they be doing some crazy, creative stuff, man. And it was kind of... This Medicine Man song was kind of a letdown, though. Maybe it's they trying to do a pun because Dre's the doctor and they call him the Medicine Man or whatever, but... You know, it's just like that one song, like, we need a doctor, or whatever that M dropped out, that M put out. But, man, it you know, it's not, that's one of the songs I really don't care for on here. So, Medicine Man, definitely take that off. Eminem does rap or whatever, but, like I said, they could have been a lot more creative with that. Last song is Talking to My Diary. Definitely a deep level thinking song. On Dr. Dre last album, The Chronic '01, he made a song called The Message. He was talking like on a deep level, you know, about his family that passed away, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, almost can make you cry, you know what I'm saying? It's like almost give you that pop feeling, like when you talk about something real, like when you rap it from the heart. So it was like that. But Talking to My Diary is a little bit of a step up. It's not as deep, but it's definitely a next level up. But it's also a deeper level of thinking as far as like, you know, looking to the sky, talking to my diary. You know, I'm making it sound simple because, you know, I'm not listening to it now. But it's definitely a track worth checking out. And it's one of my favorite tracks on here as well. So Talking to My Diary is him, you know, recollecting and, you know, and getting through things, and, you know, and just, you know, you ever just look at the sky, you know what I mean? You think of it on a deeper level, you know, so Talking to My Diary is that. So overall, I give the album 4 out of 5. You know, I'm happy he dropped again. And, man, if you don't drop after this, it's all good. But, yeah, that Detox was a long way. I know this is not Detox and stuff like that. It's just like something you just made based off your past with the NWA and stuff like that. So it's definitely much appreciated. Like I said, 4 out of 5. Is it better than his last projects? Nah. And it's hard to beat yourself when your caliber is that big in the rap game as far as an artist and a producer. So, you know. Rate, comment, and subscribe if you want. This is Nail Goodfella. Goodfella Nail. I'm gonna come through with some more album reviews for y'all. I'm gonna try to cut them down though, you know, make them a little bit shorter. But I love rap, and that's me. Rate, comment, and subscribe if you want. I'm out.